An entire year of dreaming, planning, and working towards the greatest spectacle in racing has finally come to this moment. 33 of the world's fastest drivers await the green flag to drive for 200 laps around the world-famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Since the inaugural run in 1911, over 800 drivers have qualified for this race, but only 75 have been victorious. The road to victory is difficult and dangerous, but for the driver that crosses the yard of bricks first after 500 miles will be remembered forever as a winner of the greatest car race in the world. This is the Indianapolis 500.
Oh my goodness! For the first time in 22 years, a driver has won back-to-back Indy 500, and it's Joseph Newgarden!
Hello Indy 500 fans, as well as David Land and Paul Page. Welcome to Formula Pun Racer, the channel where car racing and comedy collide. We are less than a week away from the start of the 109th running of the greatest spectacle in racing, the Indianapolis 500. And it has been full of amazing stories building up to this race, some controversial, some with heartbreak, and some with amazing and unexpected results in qualifying. Unfortunately, for all the drivers that had attempted to qualify for this race, there are no female racers in the race this year. Catherine Legg, unfortunately, among others, just couldn't get themselves a ride. With 34 drivers vying for 33 positions, only one driver did not make the cut, and that was Louisville, Kentucky native Jacob Abel, the rookie driving for Dale Coyne Racing. And it is unfortunate because Jacob Abel's car was donning a throwback look to Danny Sullivan's 1985 Spin and Win car, and also sponsored by Miller High Life, which is what Danny Sullivan had on his car as he drove to victory against Mario Andretti 40 years ago. And it's a shame because just like Jacob Abel, Danny Sullivan is also from Louisville, Kentucky. So just like 2 years ago, Jacob Abel was bumped out by his own teammate, Rinus VK. At least Rinus was a good sport to show some sympathy and went to console Jacob for being unable to make the Indy 500. But just like how Nolan Siegel failed last year with Dale Coyne to make the cut, Jacob Abel says he's determined to come back stronger than before next year. And as for qualifying, well, or practice I should say, some drivers were unable to maintain control of their cars and had some nasty flips. Scott McLaughlin's car suffered the worst. In fact, he had to go to a backup car just to qualify for the event. But in another development, his two teammates, defending Indy 500 winner Joseph Newgarden and Will Power, winner of the 2018 Indy 500, their cars were thrown back in the back of the field when all was said and done after qualifying because they had suffered a technical infraction because the crews were working on the rear attenuator in a way that they're not supposed to. The rear attenuator shown here is supposed to be a safety device to keep the driver safe should a car end up in a rear end collision. And the way they were fiddling with it was against the rules, and so it's amazing to know that Team Penske, as a result, with two of their cars being thrown to the back of the starting field, has become a victim of their own rules. With Penske running afoul of IndyCar rules like this, it is a shame that for last year's Indy 500 winner Joseph Newgarden, who is hoping to make a hat trick of victories, a feat no IndyCar drivers accomplished so far at the Indianapolis 500, he's got his work cut out for him if he is to go from 32nd to first place in the span of 200 laps. And the worst starting position any driver has won from so far has been 28th. And it has happened twice, in 1911 in the inaugural run with Ray Haroon and Cyrus Patchkey, and Louis Meyer in 1936. On top of that, some people have said that one of the Penske drivers should be kicked out and have Jacob Abel replaced, but that's not going to happen. But Jacob Abel strongly agreed that he wanted to just get in honestly, not be in by default or such because of something like this. Although at the same time has stirred up a lot of difficulties here and there between teams, drivers, and even engine manufacturers Chevrolet and Honda. But when all is said and done, that's how it is. On top of everything, the two team strategists for both Will Power and Joseph Newgarden, Ron Ruzewski and Tim Cindric, who is the team president, has been suspended from this race, and the two teams have been fined each $100,000 for this infraction. So, 2 out of 3 Penske boys really got whammied here.
This ought to do it.
All the same, with Team Penske usually being the best in the business, don't count them out to win, because anything can and probably will happen in 500 miles. On a more amazing topic is the fact that in qualifying, the pole sitter happened to be a rookie from Israel, the first Israeli to race in the Indy 500, Robert Schwartzman of Tel Aviv. And on top of it all, his team, Prima Racing, it's their first year in IndyCar racing. The team was founded 40 years ago, and they've had their share of success in other forms of racing, but this is their first IndyCar season ever. So it's quite an accomplishment that for the first time since 1984, a rookie team has taken pole, but it's also the first time since 1983 that a rookie driver has taken pole, and that was Teo Fabi back in 1983. And with Robert Schwartzman taking pole position in his rookie year, and the fact that the Israeli has never raced on an oval track until now, and his qualifying average speed was 232.79 miles per hour. Congratulations, Robert Schwartzman, for becoming the first rookie pole sitter since Teo Fabi in 1983. He is one of 3 rookies in this year's race, and 8 former winners have qualified for the Indy 500 this year as well, hoping to enhance their racing career by once again adding their name and likeness to the Borg-Warner Trophy. The youngest driver in the field is 20 years old, and that's rookie Nolan Siegel of Arrow McLaren, and the oldest driver in the race is Helio Castroneves of Brazil at 50 years old, driving for Meyershank Racing, 4-time winner, and is hoping this year he can get his drive for 5. Now, let's take a look at the starting field, which consists of 11 rows of 3 cars. The field average speed is 231.207 miles per hour, the 3rd fastest in the race's history. We'll start on the last row and move toward the front.
In 33rd position is Australia's Will Power of Team Penske. He made his mark by being the first Aussie to win the Indy 500 in 2018. In the center of row 11 is Power's teammate Joseph Newgarden from Nashville. Last year, he made history by becoming the 6th driver to win back-to-back Indy 500s. Starting on the inside is the slowest qualifier in the field, Rinus VK of the Netherlands, driving for Dale Coyne Racing. Just like Jack Harvey 2 years ago, VK had the bittersweet duty of bumping his own teammate Jacob Abel out of the starting field. Row 10 houses a sophomore and 2 veterans. On the outside is Marcus Armstrong of New Zealand in his 2nd Indy 500 start. Unfortunately, last year he finished 30th as his car broke down just 6 laps into the race. Marco Andretti sits in the center. His quest to get the name Andretti back into Indy's victory lane begins for the 20th time, which is what grandfather Mario is famous for achieving back in 1969. Just like Marco following in his grandpa's footsteps, Graham Rahal is trying to follow in his dad and team owner's footsteps by becoming a 2nd-generation Indy 500 winner. Graham's dad, Bobby Rahal, won the race back in 1986. Row 9 is occupied by 2 teammates and an Andretti Global entry. In 27th spot is Colton Hurd of Valencia, California in his 7th Indy 500 start. Last year was disappointing for Colton as he crashed out on lap 170, finishing 23rd. This year, Colton's car pays homage to the late 2-time Indy winner Dan Weldon, who gave Andretti Global its first Indy 500 win 20 years ago. After missing last year's race, Jack Harvey of Bassingham, England returns to race for Dreyer and Reinbold Racing. This is a team that only races once each year, and that race is the Indy 500. When he's not racing, Jack's present full-time gig is an IndyCar commentator for Fox Sports. Starting next to Jack Harvey is his teammate Ryan Hunter-Reay, winner of the 2014 Indianapolis 500 in an exciting duel with Helio Castroneves, and it would become the second closest finish in Indy history. One rookie and the oldest driver in the race are two of three drivers in row 8. In 24th position is rookie Nolan Siegel of Palo Alto, California, driving for Arrow McLaren. Last year, his attempt to qualify for the Indy 500 with Dale Coyne Racing ended in failure. As a result, Nolan has returned with a vengeance to start his first Indy 500. In 23rd place is Kyle Kirkwood of Andretti Global. He's the only driver other than Alex Palou so far this year to win an IndyCar race. That win was at Long Beach. Last year, Kyle scored a best Indy 500 finish of 7th. On the inside of row 8 is four-time Indy 500 winner Helio Castroneves of Brazil. At age 50, he's the oldest driver in the race, but he's determined to become the first driver ever to win Indy a 5th time. Two British drivers and a NASCAR champion occupy row 7. Starting in 21st position is Callum Ilott of Cambridge, England, driving for the Prima Racing Team, which is also the team's first year in IndyCar racing. Last year, Callum finished the race in 11th, driving part-time for Arrow McLaren. The center is 21-year-old rookie Louis Foster of Oldham, England, driving for Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing. He's the defending Indy NXT champion, to which he won 8 races last year. 2021 NASCAR champion Kyle Larson will start his second Indy 500 in the 19th spot. Last year, he was supposed to do the double duty of Indy and Charlotte's Coca-Cola 600 race, but a rain delay forced him to miss the NASCAR race. As a result, he stayed for the Indy 500, finishing 18th and winning Rookie of the Year. He hopes to do with the Indy Charlotte double this year as well, but if rain delays the race, he will skip Indy and fly to Charlotte, and his car will be sent to the back of the field to be piloted by 2013 Indy winner Tony Kanaan. Row 6 is occupied by one sophomore and two drivers starting their third Indy 500. In 18th position is Christian Rasmussen of Denmark, driving for Ed Carpenter Racing. Last year as a rookie, he finished 12th at Indy. His best career finish was 9th at Mid-Ohio. The center of row 6 is Stingray Robb of Boise, Idaho. Last year, he drove for AJ Foyt Racing and led 23 laps at Indy before finishing 16th. This year, he drives with Juncos Hollinger Racing. After unable to secure a ride last year, Devlin DeFrancesco of Canada returns to race in his third Indy 500 with Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing in a multi-year deal. The fifth row has two veterans and one sophomore. On the outside is Santino Ferrucci of AJ Foyt Racing in his 7th start. In his 6 previous starts, he has finished no worse than 10th, and his best finish came in 2023 when he finished 3rd. Ed Carpenter of his own team makes his 22nd start. With a best finish of 2nd in 2018, Ed is still trying to become the latest driver and team owner to win the greatest spectacle in racing. Kiffin Simpson of the Cayman Islands is in his 2nd year in IndyCar with Chip Ganassi Racing. Last year in the Indy 500, he finished 21st. So far, his best IndyCar career finish came at last month's race in Long Beach, where he finished 10th. While this month has been rocky for him by flipping over in practice, he was unhurt and has proven his worth to Ganassi by starting this year's race in 16th spot. On the outside of row 4 is 2016 Indy 500 winner Alexander Rossi, who won the race in his rookie year driving for Andretti Global. For the last 2 seasons, Rossi has driven for Arrow McLaren, but this year he's with Ed Carpenter Racing looking for his 2nd Indy win. In 11th position is Noblesville, Indiana native Connor Daly, driving for Juncos Hollinger Racing. His best finish at Indy has been 6th in 2022. Starting in 10th position is last year's pole sitter Scott McLaughlin of New Zealand. Just like Colton Herta and Kiffin Simpson, Scott took a scary ride when his car flipped over in practice, but he walked away and was still able to qualify for the race in his backup car. 2 out of 3 spots in row 3 are occupied by Scandinavians. Sweden's Marcus Ericsson starts in 9th spot. He won the race in 2022 driving for Chip Ganassi, making himself the 2nd Swede to do so after Kenny Brack. Unfortunately, last year in his first season with Andretti Global, he struggled just to qualify for the race. To make matters worse, he crashed out on the first lap after tangling with Tom Blomqvist and Pietro Fittipaldi. By qualifying 9th, Marcus is determined to do much better this year. Christian Lundgaard of Denmark is in his 4th Indy 500 start. This year he drives for Arrow McLaren, and already this year Christian has scored 3 podium finishes in a row. But so far his only IndyCar win has been at Toronto back in 2023. After being unable to secure a ride last year, David Maluka starts his 3rd Indy 500 with AJ Foyt Racing. His 2 previous starts in 2022 and 2023 were with Dale Coyne with a best finish of 16th in his rookie year. Row 2 consists of Chip Ganassi drivers and 1 from Meyershank Racing. On the outside is 3-time IndyCar champion Alex Palou of Spain in his 6th start. His best finish is 2nd place in 2021. He took the pole in 2023. So far this year, Alex has won all but 1 race. The 1 race he didn't win was Long Beach. In fact, it can be said his worst finish so far this season is 2nd place behind Kyle Kirkwood at Long Beach. If Palou wins the Indy 500, it will be the Spaniard's first oval win. The center is occupied by Sweden's Felix Rosenqvist of Meyershank Racing. His best Indy 500 finish is 4th in 2022. His sole IndyCar win so far has been at Road America when he drove for Chip Ganassi Racing in 2020. The inside of Row 2 belongs to 6-time IndyCar champion Scott Dixon of New Zealand, driving for Chip Ganassi. This is his 23rd start at Indy. 5 times before he has sat on pole, but Scott has only been able to win once in 2008. The Kiwi is determined as ever to nab his 2nd Indy 500 win. The front row is the most remarkable ever. On the outside is the popular Mexican Pato O'Ward of Arrow McLaren. Twice before, he's finished runner-up in the Indy 500. Last year was the most heartbreaking for him as he was passed on the last lap by eventual winner Joseph Newgarden. With this year being Pato's best qualifying position, O'Ward is confident about becoming the first Mexican to win the race. The center is 2-time Indy winner Takuma Sato of Japan. After 7 years spent racing in Formula 1, Takuma switched to IndyCars in 2010 and became the first Japanese driver to win in the series in 2013 at Long Beach. By 2017, Takuma made history by becoming the first Japanese winner at Indy. His 2nd win came in 2020. This year he drives only at Indy for Rahal Letterman Lanigan. The pole sitter is rookie driver Robert Schwartzman, driving for the Prima Racing team. Robert is the first driver from Israel to qualify for the Indy 500. In fact, he has never raced on an oval before, so his qualifying run has astonished many fans. Schwartzman is the first rookie in 42 years to take the pole. Teo Fabi of Italy was the pole sitter back then. Ironically, Prima Racing of Italy was founded in 1983. On top of that, Robert Schwartzman's car number is 83.
And that Indy 500, fans, is the starting field for the 2025 Indianapolis 500. Well, it's time to start packing for the sacred pilgrimage out to the Mecca Motorsports, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. By May 25th, 1 driver will be victorious, have over $1 million in prize money, have his name and face etched on the Borg Warner Trophy, and sipping the cold milk in Victory Lane. Who will it be? Tune in this Sunday, May 25th on Fox to find out. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to Formula Pun Racer, where you don't have to be a racing fan to get a good laugh. Good luck to all the drivers. See you on race day, Indy 500 fans, as well as David Land and Paul Page. I am Aaron Cylinder, firing on all cylinders.